Finally. Alright, so y'all probably seen a couple of broadcasts on this game. I know there's still one post. I deleted another one because the audio wasn't in it. I forgot to change the settings to turn the mic on. So anyway, this is my guide to how to make lots of money playing Farkle. So what I do, first off, I've played a lot of Farkle in a lot of different towns, and I've noticed a lot of the towns like this one, and hold on, let me pull the map back out. Like Rattay and I think it's Tomberg. They don't really have a lot of money in them, so I don't really like to go there. And I'll explain that right here. This is one of my favorite places to go.
I hope I won't be about tonight.
And this is how you'll know if they've got a lot of money or not. Because usually if you go, you see right here where it says your bet limit, and you go up to 100. If 100 is the option, he's probably got a few hundred on him, and so you can play more and get more money. Whereas like I said, if you go to the towns, they don't have as much money. You might make 15, 20 grand, but you're only going to get to play once. This way you can make hundreds in one setting. So you see here, it gives me an option to choose the different special playing dice that I have, but I'm not going to use those first for the first round or two. I'm just going to use the regular dice because that's what you're going to have to start out with. You don't get these until later in the game. So we'll start out with the regular dice first.
I'll lose my shirt again.
To be honest, I'm not like the problem with it is like if you do this, you don't really know what dice they have until you start playing. But I'll get into that in a minute. So right now, the way I do if I'm playing like normal dice is the number one tip I can say is just don't be greedy. Just like right here at 600, yeah, I could go for more, but there's no point being greedy. I could take the one and just roll for better, but I could end up, with less than I have. So I'm just going to take the 600 and go with it. Because my whole point is to always try to get points, whether it's 250 or 2,000. I try to always get points every roll. And when you're playing with regular dice, the probabilities are not as good as if you play with the other dice. So like I said, I'll get into that when I play with those. So with regular ones, I don't really take the risk that I would take playing with the other dice. I just kind of take it as it goes. Like right here, I could take the 500 and roll again, but like when I'm playing with these, I just kind of use caution because these are not guaranteed you're going to get a 1 or a 5 or a 3 of a kind. So I take the points I got and move on. Now playing with regular dice, it is a bit slower, but as long as you play it like this, you can, you can win the games. And what I've noticed is,
Your turn.
there are times like, when I was playing with regular dice, I think I lost. Like I would sit down like this, and I would. Oh, that's good. See, I got 4 ones right there. That's 2,000. Take that. So you see how it's going. Like I'm almost at 4,000 now, and this is regular dice. Trust me, it's so much easier with the other one.
We'll see.
But back to what I was saying. I noticed like I would sit down and play several games because I would lose some. Obviously, you're playing with regular dice. But I noticed I only lost like 1 out of every 6 games. And you may get. But another thing I've noticed is a lot of times they'll have really good rolls, but then they're only going to have 1 or 2 of those in a game. Like right here, he rolled out. So he's going to get a pretty good score here. He's usually only going to get 1 or 2 of those in an entire game. But it still ain't enough for him to catch up to where I'm at. So after this one, oh yeah. 3, 4, 5. So that's only 500. I could, like I said, I could take the one and hope for better. But there's really no point in pushing. I've already got 3,100. 500 brings up to 36, and he's still got a long way to go to catch me anyway. And I've never seen him catch anybody, especially with regular dice. Not like this. Not from that far back. So if you saw the list of dice, you know, you may be wondering, how do you get those? Because that was a question I had, and I went through some guides and kind of found out the way you're going to have to do it is not necessarily going to get you a high reputation, but it works. So on those, oh, there we go. That's game right there. Alright, so that's it. That's game. That's how you do it. Like I said, just don't take any risk in it. I'll do one more with regular, and then I'll do a couple with the other ones to show you how it works. But this is what I'm saying. Is like, see how you can always go back to him, because if he starts off where you can bet 100, it's gonna like now means all he's got left, and the reason for that is probably because I play him every chance I get, and I always end up taking his money. So since this is the last one, I'm just going to play it with a special dice. But some of the dice that I have actually came from him. I got the fur die and the loo die from him. And the way you get that is, if you're playing one, it's best to play them like late at night, like around 11 o'clock. Because after so many games, he's going to end up walking away anyway. If you catch him away from anybody else, you can knock him out, and you can loot the die from him and then leave. And that's how you get him. That's how I got him. And you can also get him in treasure hunts. That just takes a lot more time to get him. Though I did get one of these Heavenly Kingdom die in a treasure chest. So I got 3 Heavenly Kingdom die. I've got 2 Lucky Playing die. These are my favorite ones to use. As the Heavenly Kingdom die is most likely going to land on a 1 or a 6. And those are 2 high scoring, especially if you get combinations of them. It will sometimes land on other numbers. The only other number I think I've ever really seen it land on was a 5, which is good as well. And these two, the Lou and the Fur die, are supposed to also be mainly landing on 6, but I haven't really been as successful with those as I have been with some of the other ones. Like this one, the Shrinking Playing die has actually, it has a chance of a 1 or a 6, so I usually pick that over the Lou and the Fur die, simply because this one mainly lands on a 6, but it does land on like a 2, 3, 4, and a 5. But this one does the same thing, but it has more of a chance of landing on a 1 or a 6. This one, or these two, are mainly designed to land on a 6, but like I said, it doesn't always happen. So this is what I'm going to go with: 3 Kingdom die, 2 Lucky Playing die, and a Shrinking Playing die. And this has been very, very successful with me playing with these die. You see right here, like 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. And the same thing exists here. Like at a 700, granted I could get more, but there's no sense in being greedy. So, it's better to take what I have rather than risk losing it all. Unless you're in the position where you're the one coming from behind. If you're the one having to come from behind, then you know you have to take chances. If they get up to like 3,500 and you've only got 2,000, you're gonna have to push it, because they got another roll or 2, and then they're gonna end the game. So you really gotta go for it then. But for the most part, I don't push it no further than I have to, and I've been very successful. I made lots and lots and lots of groschen off of this. So now I got, these are considered 6s on the Heavenly Kingdom die. And so if you get 3 of them, that's 600 plus the 2 1s. And again, no point being greedy. He's only got 350 anyway, and I'm almost halfway there.
We'll see.
And you see how fast I went up playing with these compared to playing with the regular die. And you're just, or the regular dice.
That's it.
But you're just going to have to play with them for a while. But if you do it the way I showed you, just kind of play it like that. If you do lose, like I said, it's best to play like late at night at first. Just in case, if you got a little bit of money, you've only got about 10 or 15 groschen, and you bet it all. And it's especially good to do that if you're playing with
This'll be
somebody
fun.
who is playing with special dice. Those are usually the only ones I rob, or usually the ones who have the special dice. And that's how I got them. I got a lot of them that way. If I sit down and I'm playing with somebody, even if I win, I'm probably going to rob him for his dice. Just,
Your turn.
why not, you know? I actually robbed two, like I said, I actually robbed two of the ones I have from this guy. That's how I know he doesn't have them. And it was like I said, the Lou and the Lou and the fur die. So I'm just gonna hold the one here because all of these have a good probable chance of landing on a 1, 5, or 6. So I could push it better with these. You see what I mean? I could push it more with these because all of these have a higher probability of a 1, 5, or a 6 than the regular dice do. But even here, I'm just gonna hold it there, take the 1,000, and move on.
Should I, shouldn't I? No, I daren't.
Boom. And in this one, like I said, I could push it, so I'm going to push it because all three of these have a good chance of landing on a 1, 5, or a 6, so I will push it here. Just to try to get a little more. There you go. See, I got another 1 and a 5 there, but I'm going to hold it there because that puts me right there to where I need to be.
We'll see. That's it.
All right.
Betting, as long as
No
you're
luck.
100, they have more money in stock. And there it is.
Damn.
So everybody, that's my guy. That's how I make this 2K there. I can't even remember where it started, but I went from literally, I think I had like 1,000 at one time, and jumped right up to 3,000. And actually, I'll do another quick town that I know has a good uh somebody who has a lot of money. Usage is actually another good place to play. I keep hitting the wrong button when I do that. Normally, I don't like to fast travel, because I do fully intend on going back through this on hardcore mode, and I heard that you are not able to fast travel, on hardcore mode, so you really got to know where you're at. So that's why I really don't like to fast travel, because I'm trying to get used to where everything is and how to get there without fast travel, so that when I go through it on hardcore, it'll be a little easier because they said you can get lost pretty easy on there. But as long as you know your surroundings, you can pretty much figure out where you're at. But like I said, I'm just fast traveling now so I can get to the next town and hopefully can do another game. And if I can, I'll do another one with the regular dice, and then I'll try a different combination of one of the special playing dice. Because I have tried different combinations. Actually the Lou and the Fur dice does work really well with the Heavenly Kingdom dice. Because like I said, the Heavenly Kingdom dice has a good chance of landing on a 1, 5, or a 6. It keeps talking to passersby. Doesn't look dangerous, but God knows what he's after. Let's just look at this and see what this is. See if I can take care of the problem and get to where I need to go. I do have a dog with me as well, so. Last time I done this, I ended up getting in a sword fight with somebody. I won the fight, so that wasn't a big deal.
I'm poor. Not a
Oh,
single
okay, it's
groschen
the
to my
beggar. Yeah, I
name.
can take care of this pretty
Please,
quick.
help.
See what we got here.
Please, sir. Help me.
And you can rob them if you want to, but I'm trying to build my reputation back up. I've gotten a pretty low reputation by knocking people out and robbing them and stuff, so trying to build that back up.
What's happened to you?
And if you
I've walked
actually
all the
help them
way
out,
from
you get
Puttickburn. As
reputation
you can see, I'm
gained.
barefoot. My feet are frayed to the bone. Don't you have a strip of clean cloth for me, good sir? So I can swathe my feet at least.
Wouldn't you rather have shoes?
What do you mean, sir?
Just what I said. I'll give you a pair of shoes.
Just like I said, oh no, I can't give you mine. Alright, so yeah, I can
Surely
give it.
you haven't changed your mind, sir?
No, not at all.
Oh, alright, I'll do that.
Unfortunately, I don't have any. But here, at least take some arms.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I bet I gave him the. Oh no, okay. Alright, so that's that. Takes care of that. Got some reputation gain. So that's. How far am I? Yeah, I'll finish the fast travel. I was close enough. I was just gonna. What? Just ignore him. Alright. That's one thing I love about this game, man. Like the decisions you make, like you really can choose either or, and there's actually consequences that come with some actions. You know, a lot of people that play this game want to compare it to Skyrim. Oh, it sounds like Skyrim, but it doesn't look like it, and it's true. I agree, it doesn't. It's more realistic. Skyrim seems to be more of a fantasy gameplay, fantasy medieval simulator, whereas this one's more of a realistic um, medieval simulator. Oh, I hope it's not too late. Yeah, he's still there. Good, 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 good. It's not the one that usually has a lot of money, but we'll see what we can get from him.
What are you here for?
Here to play some dice. What do you think?
You up for a throw or two?
Ah, yeah. See, this is not the one that's usually here, but this is what I mean. Like you can play for 12, and this is the way a lot of the towns are. I was hoping the other guy was here. The other guy usually has more money. But like I said, you can play one time and get 12, but you're only going to be able to play once. If you can bet 100, you got at least 2 games that you're going to be able to play there. All right, so we'll do a different combination this time. I'll use some since I can only play one. I'm going to show you the 3 Heavenly Kingdom die, and we'll do the Fur and Lou die, and then I will let's go with the Shrinking Playing die since it has a better chance of winning 6. So
St. George, guide my hand.
all right, yeah, 1, 2, 3, a 4, and a 6. Roll again. So you see, these right here is the loot, and these two here, the green one and the orange one, is the loot and the fur die. And you see right now, they're not really doing that well. I have done pretty good with them in some games. I don't use them that much for this reason, because they're not as successful as some of the other ones. And like when I was in the last game and I pushed it with the other dice that I had, I won't do it with these two because like the chances are supposed to be greater to land on a 6, but it really it doesn't land on it as often as they say it does. And a 6 is only good if you got 2 more to go with it. See, like I got 2 6s here, but it's not going to do any good because I don't have another one to go with it. So all I can really do is take the warrant. And you see how slow this one's moving compared to the last combination that I
Use
used.
your head, man. You'll lose everything.
I am going to push on this one though, because I do have 2
This time
Heavenly
I had a
Kingdom dice.
throw.
And see, look, that one's still doing no good. So I don't really like those that much. I just wanted to use it in this one since I only have one game, just to show you. Personally, I don't think they're as good as some people make them out to be. I've seen some guides where
Your turn.
they kind of say that these are good dice to use with Heavenly Kingdom dice, and as you can see, that's what I'm doing. And look, a 2 and a 4. That's not that's not anything I can use. I got 3 6s there. No, I got 1 6. 2 6s, I mean.
Oh, come on. This time I had a throw.
I might end up getting another game out of this. If I lose, I'm going to play them again and get my money back. It's only 12, but hey, 12 is 12. I'd rather gain 12 than lose 12.
This'll be the one.
There's usually somebody else here playing though. He's usually got 100 on him. Another thing I've noticed, one of the guys I saw, there's actually a YouTube videos like how to win at Farkle every time, and he suggests playing with them late at night so that you can rob them afterwards. And the only downside to that is this right here is they don't usually have a lot of money on them, so the only reason to really do that is to get the dice from them, because you're not really going to get a lot of money, and it's not worth risking the reputation and fines that would come with it just to get an extra 12 groschen, you know. But if you play during the day, I've noticed if you play during the day, you usually get the players who have more money. So once you get some good dice, you can play during the day and you can really rack up on some money. And usually, the ones that usually are able to bet 100, they usually have about 500 or 600 on them. So you can really go up. Like I can go to one town get 500, go to another one get 500, go to another one and get 500. And sometimes a little more, like 550. But that's how I do it. But I had to do it this way in order to get the dice that I have, which is why I'm able to play for a higher amount, because I know I have dice that can win the game. There is a perk also that will help you to throw more successful rolls, but honestly I think that would be a waste of a perk if you've got these dice, because by the time you get to that point, you should have some of these dice anyway. And like I said, even if you don't want to rob people for it, you can always go for the treasure hunt and get them that way. Because I believe I've went on one treasure hunt. I'm gonna go on another one here later. But in the one that I did go on, there was a one of the special dice in there. Oh my goodness.
Knowing my luck,
Yeah, I might end
I
up
can
having to
live
play
alone
this guy
without
again. Yep. I'm gonna have to play him again. You see what I mean? Like the
Great.
Lou and the Fur dice is
Just
not really
great.
as good as they make it out to be. Oh, come on. Usually when it does this, it means he's not gonna play anymore. Yep.
Goodbye.
So, yeah, I can't rob him. Alright. Let me get a place to sleep for the night.
Good day to you. What do you need?
Can I sleep here?
Certainly. For how long?
Just the
And
one
this
night?
is like another thing
No
compared
problem.
to, like I
But
said, a
you'll
lot of
pay in
people like to
advance.
compare this game to Skyrim. And this is
Here
why
you
I
go.
say it's so much more realistic, because you really
You'll
do
like
gotta
it
sleep.
here.
You really do
Like
have to
sleeping on
eat.
a cloud it is.
You really do have to take care of your character. You have to take a bath. You have to feed your dog. Um, Actually, I don't know if y'all seen that or not, but I'm gonna be doing that here in a minute anyway, because I do gotta feed him. Let me buy some food first. And this is another thing, because on this game, the food actually can and does go bad. So I don't usually keep a lot of food stocked on me unless you buy, hold on, where is it? Oh, he don't have none. But there's dried meat, there's dried mushrooms, dried fruit that usually doesn't really go bad. But those don't really build up your nourishment as much, so I don't usually buy those. And it's not really that much. So like I could buy 2 cooked pork, and that's one for me and one for the dog for 7 groschen. And if you're playing Farkle like I just showed you, you're gonna rack up on money anyway. That's how I was able to buy the horse that I have, is because I literally made all of my money, or most of my money on Farkle.
I'd like to discuss the price.
Well, we can try it.
Raise that reputation up.
Here
Like I
I
said, I've done a lot of shady stuff trying to get the dice, and so
Thanks
now I got to
1,000
build the
times.
reputation back up. I'll actually show you real quick what I mean there. Go to the players, move over to the reputation. You see right here, my reputation in usage is not very good. And I've robbed a lot of people here, and I think I've killed a couple people too. But this is how you keep track of your reputation. And Tomberg is pretty low. I've robbed some people there. Um, so Rattay's kind of even, but I've been building that back up. It got pretty low, but so that's how you keep track of that. And that's why I'm trying to pay more to get that reputation back up. I've I got a lot of work to do on that one. Let me get some sleep so I can try to get the good guy out here so I can play him. And this is another thing. You see how dark it is, and that's how realistic this game is. You actually have to use the torches in here. Like you notice on Skyrim, at night you'll see people walking down the road with a torch, and it's like, wow, I can see clear across the field. You know what I mean? But on this one, it's not like that, and it's usually why I don't really do a whole lot of traveling at night. I do now because I'm better equipped, but I didn't in the beginning because I kept running into people who were ambushing me. And the worst thing you want to do is be ambushed, thrown off your horse, having to fight in the middle of the night when you can't see shit, and you're surrounded by 3 or 4 people that are beating the hell out of you. And I notice a lot of people who compare this to Skyrim. That usually seems to be one of the issues they have, is that it's quote unquote is hard. It's not really hard. It's just realistic. I mean, this is just the way it was. An actual sword fight on this game actually takes time. You're not gonna just beat a guy to death. Like you're not just gonna cut his head off like you do in Skyrim. But this, in my opinion, and I'm not bashing Skyrim at all. I love Skyrim. I'm a big fan of Skyrim. I have Skyrim. Actually, I think I have some broadcasts on my channel from Skyrim. So I love Skyrim, but compared to this one is so much better. And I actually went with this based on there's a YouTuber 21 Kiloton, and basically all he does is game reviews. And I saw him recommend this. He said it was a great game, and he absolutely loves it. And so in going by some of the other videos that he posted, I knew if he was praising this game, it's got to be a good game. So I checked it out, and it absolutely is. I love this game. I've been hooked on it from the first minute I started playing it. And I'm still really in the early stages. This is clearly a long game. Get out of my way. Come on. There we go. Alright, let's get the dog over here. Yeah, boy. I hate the fact they call him Mutt, though. It kind of sounds degrading.
Good fella. That's my boy.
And you also do have to interact with the dog. If you don't, the dog will eventually run off.
Look what I've got for you.
So I'm constantly interacting with them and doing different things. Usually I'll tell them to stay before I go into a building. Like if I'm going to go to sleep, I'll usually tell them to stay and then go back and get him later, give him some food, praise him and all that so I can interact with him more. Alright, let's try to skip time. Let's skip another hour, see if we get somebody at the table. It's usually during the day the guy who has the money is usually at the table. Like I said, usually if you're playing somebody at night, he doesn't usually have a lot of money on him. If you're playing during the day, especially before noon, he usually has a lot of money on him. There he is. That's the one I was looking for when I showed up here. Let me get some food in my character real quick. There we go. Alright.
Good health to you.
And some of my dice actually came from him too. I can't remember which ones I got from him. I think I got either the even dice or the odd dice.
What better way to use it than a game of dice?
Yeah, see what I mean? Look, now he's got 100. Like I said, if you start usually before noon, you can get the guys who have a lot of money. So I'll see how many games I can get here, and then I'll end the broadcast after this. But for starters, since I did promise I was going to do regular dice, I'm going to just do another game of regular dice. If I lose, it doesn't matter because I can get it back. But just like I said, on this one, I don't really take the risk. I've got 2 ones. I could take that and go for it. And I would if I was playing with the other dice because, like I said, I would have a higher probability of getting good dice. But since I don't have that chance here, I just take what I can get and hope for the best. I'll take 1 5.
Use your head, man. You'll lose everything.
Take the 2 1s and the 5. So it's only 400, but like I said, when you're playing with regular dice, it's just best not to push it. And usually I don't like to go, like normally if I got 3 dice that I can keep and only 3 that I can throw, I usually will not go for it anyway. Unless I have the good ones. So we got 1, 2, yeah, we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I could take the 1 for, oh yeah, we got the full straight. So we'll take that, or roll again. So like I said, I mean, with common dice, it's still doable. You can still win. In this one, like, I'm just going to take the 1 here because that's only 300. Granted, like I said, I don't usually get greedy, but I have 5 other dice to play with. And there's a good chance one of them's going to land on something I need.
While the going's good.
As you can see, not always. So I actually lost 50. This is why I say don't be greedy. I actually lost 50 here, but I'm just going to take it anyway and go with it. But that is exactly why I say don't be greedy, because I could have took the 300 and would have been better off. I would have 2,300 now instead of 2,250. And when playing with regular dice, it kind of does matter because there's going to be rolls where you only get 250.
Now I'm for the chop. If I was in your shoes, I'd pass.
So I got 4 here, and that's the only reason I went with it. I got 4. So whatever I got here, like I said, I don't usually push it past this point because these 3 dice are not necessarily going to land on something good. Whereas playing with the other ones, I would still have a good chance of one of the 3 landing on something. So since I don't have that chance here, I just take the points. And you saw what I got, 250. And when you're playing with regular dice, sometimes that's just the way it is. But it goes back to what I said. I noticed that a lot of times when you get the low scores, you may get 2 of them or 3 of them in a row, but then you're going to get a big one. Just like when they get a big one, it's usually going to be followed by a couple of small ones. So it's not really anything to get worried about, you know. But like I said, there are games that you're going to lose. You just have to deal with that. But even when I was playing with nothing but regular dice before I got the good ones, I would play back to back like this and still notice that I really only lost 1 out of 6 games. So you still make more than you lose. And you can always get it back. Ooh, very good. See, and this is with regular dice.
About time it went my way.
Excuse me. Ooh. And he stopped. He should have went on. Because I'm going to take it right here. 200 is all I need. And actually got more than that. Now I could. If I wanted to, I could roll it again, but like I said, there's no point in being greedy. I've already got enough to win, and there have been times when I was playing regular dice where I would roll all 6s and get nothing. And I'd rather go ahead and win the game now, especially since he's that close. I'd rather go ahead and win the game now rather than push it just to see if I can get more. So that's another game with regular dice. You saw I've won both of those games. It can be done. So just don't let that discourage you. And I'm gonna do another combination just to show you the difference. And you see, he's got another 100, so I can at least play this one and one more. This is why I say go with the guys who have 100 because you're gonna get multiple games out of those. And this one, I'm gonna go. I usually always go with the 3 Heavenly Kingdom dice. For this one. This is the normal, normally what I go with. The 3 Heavenly Kingdom dice, the 2 Lucky Playing dice, and the Sinking Playing die. That's usually what I go with.
We'll see whose side Lady Luck is on. If I was in your shoes, I'd pass while the going's good.
And this is actually, they say it's really hard to make money in this game, and it really is. Unless you're doing it like this. I'm just going to hold that there. I still don't push it too much with this because, I mean, if both of these land on a 6 again, then I'm going to bust and lose everything. And like I said, I would rather get 300 than lose it all. Ooh, that's a good roll.
With scores like that, we'll soon be over and done with.
But I'm not too worried about it. With these dice, I have won the game in one roll. I've gotten all 4,000 points in one roll. It was multiple rollouts, but it was still in, or one turn. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. One turn. So like I said, he got a big one there. But just notice what the way it plays the next time. I bet you the next one he gets a low one. I'm just gonna push it here.
Use your head, man. You'll lose everything.
And I'm gonna stop there. The shrinking plane die, it is only slightly better than the regular dice. It only has a slightly higher chance of landing on a 1 and a slightly higher chance of landing on a 6, but can still land on a 2, 3, 4, and a 5.
What the hell's with
So they're only a little bit better. That's why I use those though, because it does have a higher chance of landing on a 1 or a 6. As you can see right here, this is the shrinking plane die. And it landed on a 1. So I get to take it. And I'll take that, and now I'm a lot closer to him than I was, and I can still win the game the next hand.
That's it. Damn.
Oh, busted 2 times in a row. You see what I mean? Like, he won a big roll, and then he busted 2 times in a row. And because of that, oops, I came back and took the lead. So like I said, when they get a high score, I mean, don't really, it's nothing to really get upset about. It's nothing to really get discouraged about. But, I mean, if you lose, it's fine. Just play them again. And you're likely to win the next one. That's the point of it, is even if you lose that one game, you're still likely to beat them 2 or 3 more times before you lose again. Even with the regular dice. As long as you play it like this. Play it smart. Don't take unnecessary risks unless you have to. Which is usually if you're coming from behind. Look, he busted 3 times in a row now. He had a really good high score and then busted 3 times in a row. And I got this one and maybe one more turn, and I bet you I can win the game. Yep, look at that. This one, and then by the next hand, or by the next turn, I'll be able to win it. Look, 39.50. So he had that one good score, and then followed by multiple bad ones. And that's the way this game works. And I've played it so many times that I know that this is how it works. I know this is how the game plays out.
I shouldn't have pushed it.
Look, there are 4 busts in a row. And now he has to push it because this is what I was talking about if you have to take unnecessary chances. Like if the rolls are reversed, if he's got 39.50 and you've got 2,500, you really kind of have to go for it. But in this one, that is the game. And that's how it's done.
Why the hell did I even start playing?
I'm obviously going to sit here and play him again until I take all of his money. But that is my guide to winning lots of money playing Farkle on Kingdom Come Deliverance. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like and subscribe button. If you want to see more, comment. Let me know what you want to see, and I will be happy to do it. And I am most likely going to do the broadcast when I actually start the hardcore, but I'm not sure how long that's going to be because I'm not entirely sure on how long this game is. So, until then, y'all have a good one.